As of this Evidence for God devotional, we have now researched, written, recorded, edited, produced, and uploaded and posted more than 1,000 minutes of Evidence for God devotionals. And that's approaching 17 hours of content. And that may sound like a lot, and it is, but the fact is, Evidence for God is simply inexhaustible. As a matter of fact, it's only one facet of the knowledge of God, meaning the knowledge about Him and the knowledge that comes from Him. We use the word omniscience to describe one of God's amazing attributes. You can hear two words in this compound word if you listen carefully, omni and science. Science is the word for knowledge in this context, and omni comes from the Latin omnis, which means every or all. So omniscience is pronounced omniscience, but it simply means all knowledge. Everything that there is to know is known by God. And in reality, everything that is to be known about nature or the sciences is not only known by God, but it tells us about God. So when we see the power of a supernova, or even a major earthquake or massive volcano, whatever it is in nature that overwhelms you by its magnitude and even its destructive, geography-altering power, we learn something of God's omnipotence. Omni meaning all, and potence meaning potency or power. Omnipotence is omnipotence. And so on and on it goes. All of creation speaks of God. But we also must be careful not to make the mistake found in pagan mystery religions and even among New Agers, occultists, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., which teaches that creation is God, or that God is His creation. Now, common sense should cause us to realize that the universe or creation can't be God because it is a created thing. God didn't create Himself, but God created the universe, space, time, matter, and all life separate from Himself, and yet it serves to teach us about Him. And man will never figure out creation this side of heaven. Human science has gone in cosmology from the so-called early static geocentric model to Copernican heliocentrism with sun at the center. Then came the 18th century dynamic cosmology, later replaced with Einstein's general relativity, leading to the Big Bang modern consensus, so-called. Now, you may not know what each of those models and theories even mean, but the point is, man is constantly learning how much he doesn't know. And like a petulant child, those in positions of leadership in the scientific community demand that their contemporary theory be treated like absolute truth, not to be questioned, even though it replaced previous theories that were likewise presented as absolutes, only to then be disproven by this present theory. And even now, the Big Bang cosmology is being challenged by a growing number of scientists promoting what is called the electric universe model. The Big Bangers are like, oh, that's not even scientific, it's been disproven. And the electric universe model is, oh, the Big Bang's been disproven. And we'll have more to say about that if the Lord tarries. But again, the point is, real science doesn't haggle over ever-changing theories. Real science looks at the universe and all that is therein and says, what is happening? How does this work? And comes up with answers to those questions. And then the real scientist says, what a mighty God is our Creator. The Bible describes these spiritually blind scientists who refuse to recognize God with the words brutish men. And Psalm 92, 5 and 6 says, O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. Be wise and look at creation with an eye for the evidence for God. Because if you're looking at creation correctly, the evidence for God is inexhaustible.